Greetings from O Spa. We're about to show you the most important video as a woman that you will ever see. Introducing our fabulous makeup artist, Gema, makeup artist to the stars, and she has some instructions for you today.
Hello and welcome. So I am going to be showing you a little demonstration that I like to call Makeup Hack 108, which is specifically for the unfortunate scenario in which one's favorite eyeshadow may become completely I guess deformed and actually combust. Actually what happens here is that the actual powder has combusted, and that has a lot to do with lack of fillers, which is kind of a good thing actually, but that's a side note. So if you found your favorite powder, and it doesn't have to be an eyeshadow, it can be your favorite blush, it could be your favorite foundation powder as well, bronzer. If you have found that you opened your compact and it is in teeny pieces like this, then there are a couple of things that you can do to salvage it. Specifically, the easiest one being turning it into a totally usable loose powder. So what I am doing here is I'm actually using a Leatherman multi-purpose little knife here, and actually this one I'm using as a spatula. This little piece looks like a spatula, and for anyone who has makeup artist tools, you know what our artist spatulas look like. But you can use anything that is flat and like small or even pointy, so that could be the back of a pen, the back of a brush, could even be a hairpin really if you really had to do that.
If you're in prison, can you use a shiv?
You could totally use a shiv if you were in prison. You might have bigger fish to fry, but sure, use a shiv to get your shadow as loose powder. Or use whatever you use to get your shadows loose powder as a shiv later. So anyways, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take a piece of the broken shadow, in this case, and I'm going to place it into this little small container. I'm just going to use my little Leatherman tool here, and I'm going to mix it up. And so what happens, especially if you're using something, in this particular case, this is an eyeshadow that had several different colors in it. If you are using something that has a lot of completely different tonal colors, then you may want to separate them. But in this particular case, they were different colors that work together and create a nice gradient. So I'm just going to make them into one color. If this was a foundation or a blush or just one eyeshadow, you would be completely all set because you're not going to have any difference in color whatsoever, and you'll have the same payoff when you're done. So now that I have appropriately mixed this up into this smaller container, because a lot of times the compacts that it actually is that it actually broke inside of are too large to redistribute it, unless you are going to be using a little bit of alcohol to make it dry.
Could you use a contact lens case?
You could totally use a contact lens case. That is a brilliant idea. Yeah. I like that idea. Yes.
We have those here.
If you have a contact lens case and your contacts are in your eyes, so your contact lens case is empty, make sure it's dry. Because if it's just wet with water, then it's not gonna stay solid. But you can put this in there and you can, yes, that would be great. That's perfect. So now I've mixed this up, and again, if it was foundation, I could probably just use a fluff brush and just use it as a loose powder foundation. If it was a blush, the same way. This is an eyeshadow, so I want to show how you can still use it evenly across the eye, but because it is brown, it's not going to show if I do a hand swatch right now. So I'm going to do a swatch on a piece of paper so you can see how the actual color payoff does not change. Ta-da! So it's just like a beautiful loose shadow. A lot of shadows come like this now anyway, so you've really just kind of repurposed your original product.
What's the benefit of loose?
The benefit of loose is that you can use it a lot more ways than you can use a solid. There are some loose shadows that I like that I actually have broken up on purpose, because then I can use them on the lip with a little bit of lip balm or like lip lotion turn into a lip color. I can use them, depending on how light they are, as a highlight if I mix it with some sort of other medium like a moisturizer. You can use it on your lid and still get that really opaque look if you would like, or you can use it with a fluffier brush and then dust it over your lid and get sort of that really nice shimmery look that you're seeing very much for fall, especially with New York Fashion Week that just passed. You're seeing a lot of like dewy, just a whiff of shimmer of the eyes. So I'm a fan of loose anyway, so if that happens, you know, it's kind of like a blessing in disguise.
Yay! You're the best.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Toodles.